champions, champions of Europe finally. History made in Istanbul. The treble complete.
History makers. For the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Typical City. I'm back and I'm glad to be back. I'm really looking forward to this game and I think we're going to win. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom right now. Happy clappers versus doom and gloomers. I still don't think we're going to win the league, and I think we've been given a little glimmer of hope considering the circumstances that happened yesterday. But I still believe we're going to win this game. And I don't know why. There's no logic behind it. It's just a gut feeling. You know, it's just one of those things. I just feel like we're going to win. But I mean, yeah, small matter of the Manchester derby. Team news is interesting as well, and I'll get onto that shortly. But apologies to everybody who was wondering, where the fuck has you been for the last few days? Well, it's been about 4 days, unfortunately. Yeah, various circumstances going on in my personal life with moving house, family, illness, lots of different various reasons that I'll go on to it shortly. But yeah, I can't be asked going into it right now. But yeah, I mean, the results yesterday: Liverpool dropping points, Arsenal dropping points. The argument from a Liverpool point of view, I think, the way they could look at the game is they had 10 men. There's very little negative headlines around coming back twice from a goal down to get a point from the game when you spent 80 minutes of the game with 10 men. I don't think there's a negative headline there. I don't think that Liverpool will be like, oh, that was awful. You know, I still feel like they'll be like, oh, that's actually quite a good result considering how the game panned out. Arsenal, on the other hand, yeah, nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. And I think City, we're in the same ballpark as them right now. Even though we've gone on a horrible run recently, we're within touching distance of Arsenal. And the facts are that I think second place should be our realistic target. The wishful, hopeful, out of your mind, insane target could be winning the league. And I don't see, you can believe it if you want, but if we go in and win this game, obviously we're 6 points behind Liverpool, 9 points effectively if they go and win their game in hand, which you're expecting them to do. You never know though. Even so, we've got to get to January because it's the players that we have, the circumstances that we are in right now. If we can win every single game until January, and Liverpool drop maybe 1 or 2 more points in that span of time, and we win every single game until we sign a new player to fill that void in midfield, I'll have a conversation with you about whether our chances of winning the Premier League become a little bit more realistic to talk about. Until then, though, I still think the damage within the squad, the lack of players within Manchester City right now, are going to be the downfall for our season up until January. That's my beliefs anyway. But I still think we're going to win this game. Anyway, good to see everybody in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Who was in here first? We had RGS Sneaks in here nice and early. We smashing them. Come on, City. Mailing was in here as well nice and early. Come City. Come on, City. I presume you meant there, mate. But good to see you, Johnny. Good to see you too, mate. Hope you're doing good. Phil's in the house as well. Heads up, everyone. Today we beat the Rags. Okay, it won't be 6-1. But we will have the bragging rights. Come on, City. Blue Moon Phil. He is back with a little tree. He's there. There he is. The little old tree. Sometimes it's like over there. Sometimes it's over there. Like, oh, where's the tree going to be? Where's the tree going to be? It's there today. Anyway, it's not that, but it's close or not that close. Anyway, hope you're good. Merla, good to see you, mate. Johnny, I was getting worried about you. Was there a watch-along stream for the Aventus? Because at least you didn't see it. There wasn't, mate. You didn't miss anything. Actually, yeah, there was. And I specifically blocked you. And it was the greatest watch-along in the world as well. You'll never see it again, unfortunately. It was the greatest watch-along that's ever in the history of football YouTube. And I specifically blocked you as well. So apologies for that. I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. No, I wasn't there, mate. Unfortunately, various circumstances prevented me from being able to do a watch-along or make any content for the last few days, as a matter of fact. But don't worry, I'm back. Even if it's going to be a little bit intermittently now, and I'll get onto that shortly later in a bit. I'll talk about it with you guys, let you know what the scoop is. But yeah, no worries. I'm not going anywhere permanently. It might just be a little bit on and off for the next month, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Manchester City fan for life. We're going to lose this game. You've killed it, mate. You've absolutely killed it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Obviously, you're not going to hit the like button, the mood you're in with that comment. We're going to lose this game. There's no way you've hit the like button. But, I mean, if you haven't, please do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Members, if you're interested in becoming a Typical City member, the link is in the description below. AL says, I'm afraid City might get cut up today. However, I will try to stay positive. I mean, that's all you can do, really. There's some absolute wanker in the chat. There he is. Wanker McWankerface. There he is. Yeah. Anyway, you're welcome to be in the chat, mate. I'm not bothered. It doesn't bother me. So I don't want people like being kicked out just because you're not a blue. You are welcomed here, but obviously no spamming. That's all it is today. EPW, Manchester United, FC, telling you to piss off. Omu says, give us a 4-0 today, please. Lucian says, the derby to see who is worse, but 3-1 to City. My loyalty for them is mathematically impossible to calculate. Good to see you, Lucian. Aren't you good, mate? You too, Adam, as well. United about to smash us. I'm so scared for this game. I don't know. I'm not sure. By the way, I'll talk about the team news in a second. PUBG Gamer as well. Defensively, we are getting fucked. Adrian, good to see you as well. No Rashford or Garnacho. I'll get onto that shortly as well. Someone leaked the team last night. United team, quite like our team, and expect us to win 3-1. 5-note wonder. Come on, City. I believe we will win this, but it will be scrappy. And more of you have joined as well. I'll speak to as many of you as I can in due time. But yeah, what we doing? What we doing today, Blues? What we doing? Oh, mate, that's very kind. I love seeing things like that. Thank you very much, Duller. Appreciate that. That's very kind. And Roy's gone 3-1 City. And Big M's gone 2-1 City. But yeah, team news. I'll get onto the team news quickly. Where is it? Let me just get it up for you. Not that, just the team news. It's not one of them streams. It's not one of them streams, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, let's start with United. Onana in net, as to be expected. Back three's had a little bit of a. Well, is it back five, back three? Because he's got that 3-4-3 system with the two outsides of the four, effectively dropping into a 5 when they don't have the ball. The wing-back system that we saw against Sporting Lisbon is going to be played with the United players, effectively. So it looks like De Ligt, Maguire, Martinez, the back three centre-backs. Mazraoui, the right wing-back. Dalot, who's been playing left wing-back, although he's a right-back, and he's been exposed a little bit. I think there's a weak spot there for United to be exposed. I've gone with Bruno Fernandes in the middle with Ugarte and Mount alongside Ahmad and Højlund up front. So those two are going to be tucked in. Ahmad and Mount are going to be tucked in alongside Højlund, allowing Mazraoui and Dalot on the outsides for United. City, Ederson, straight back in net. I'm confused by that one. I'm blagged by that one. Yeah, I don't agree with it, to be honest. I think Ortega should have been given a bigger chance in between the sticks. It feels like he made... It wasn't a categoric mistake against Crystal Palace either. I don't think it was a definite mistake. To go 1-0 down against Palace. And Ortega arguably should have saved it, but there's a debate there. Do you know what I mean? There's an argument, well, there's a million mistakes that happened before that moment. But yeah, I think he probably should have saved it. But is that any reason just to drop him straight away? Do you know what I mean? After all the saves Ederson should have saved in recent weeks, he's straight back in. I love Ederson and I love Ortega. I love them both for slightly different reasons. And maybe that slight difference in reason is why he's in between the sticks today, because maybe he's expecting a high press from United. But I mean, Mount and Højlund, they're not really going to press that much, are they? I can't see Ederson needing to play out from the back that much today, but I do think we're going to need a safe pair of hands today, because United, you know, they love a long shot. You got Bruno Fernandes playing in that side. Højlund likes a shot. Mount likes a shot. You got players in that side that like to have a punt from distance. You know, I mean, obviously Rashford isn't playing today, but you remember the 1-0 first goal in the derby at the Etihad last season? It was about a 30-yard screamer from Marcus Rashford from about 30 yards out. Obviously, even Ortega, the best keeper in the world, would never save that. But the point is, United like a shot. They like a punt from distance. Ederson, get your gloves on, mate. Get them sticky. Get them nice and sticky. However you get your hands sticky, do that. Whatever it may be. Ederson. Team that I've gone with at the back. I've gone with Núñez at right back because Pep Guardiola hinted at that in the midweek press conference, that he said Núñez could play as a fullback. And I imagine with that being the Rico Lewis position, basically, where he's going to play right back without the ball, tucking inside and getting in front into that midfield and protecting Gundogan when we don't have the ball. This could be the first time we've seen Núñez, even though it's a hybrid role, this could be the first time we've seen Núñez as a defensive midfielder in spells during this game, which I think is great news because I'm excited to see what he can do, because you talk about legs. Núñez has got that. He's got legs in abundance. You put that alongside Gundogan, maybe Gundogan can express himself today and play his more natural game, whereas Núñez, I think, can do a little bit of the dirty work, the dog work, you know what I mean, the graveyard shift. I want to see that from Núñez today. Depends if he's playing in that position, though. He could play left back, I suppose, and tuck in from that side. I don't see the point in that when you've got Gvardiol out there. I see you're better playing him. He's already not a fullback. And he's already putting him left back as a right-footed non-fullback is even more crazy for me. But I would be happy to see him right back and see what he can do. So it's a risk. It's a risk. But I mean, we don't have the luxury of playing a full-strength team, unfortunately, because of injuries. But I've gone with the midfield three of De Bruyne, Gundogan, Foden, Bernardo Silva on the right. You could swap Bernardo Silva and Foden with this lineup that I've gone with. But I've gone with Bernardo Silva on the right, Doku on the left, big man, Erling Haaland up top, which is a pretty good side. It's reasonable. It's just that Gundogan position, isn't it? Is he going to get bypassed? You know, you look at the circumstances that City are facing right now. Kovacic is on the bench. I would have started him. Again, we're in this area of the season now where we have these categories of players in terms of their fitness. You've obviously got the medical room players that just cannot play at all. They're not ready to play football whatsoever. You've got the players that are worthy of the bench. Players like John Stones, who's now back on the bench. De Bruyne, of course, spent ages on the bench this season. He starts today, of course. But he spent a long time on the bench. For what reason, I don't know. Obviously, bringing him in slowly, it was a bit too slow for my liking. And now we've seen what a quality player he is. He's clearly our best player still, which is worrying considering his age and the lack of cover we have for a player with the quality of Kevin De Bruyne. But yeah, I think Kovacic being on the bench today is along the same lines of thinking. I would have thrown him straight in for a game like this, though, because this could be a small turning point in our season, because we shouldn't even be focusing on what trophies we can win, what trophies we can't win. We need to win a football match. You know, we need to win 2 in a row. That should be the target, 2 in a row. Because after Nottingham Forest, to drop points to Palace was a massive, massive blow. Because that was like, oh, well, where's the consistency? People were expecting that to be a turning point. Today could be a turning point for Manchester City, which is why I would have gone strong. I would have gone really stronger today and played the risky move of dropping Gundogan and playing Kovacic. I said to my mate, who's a United fan, I said, we'll beat you if Kovacic starts. I feel like that could be the difference today. And my confidence dropped a little bit when I saw Gundogan in the midfield and Kovacic on the bench. But I think Gundogan has not been playing that badly lately. I think 3-4 games ago, Gundogan was 4 or 5 big, obvious mistakes per game. You know, lately, he's reduced the number of mistakes he's making. I don't think he's as catastrophic as he has been since the start of the season. He's slowly but surely found a little tiny clutching at straws a little bit here. I wouldn't call it form, but I would call it slightly better than it was. You know what I mean? Just that slight improvement in Gundogan. So, yeah, hopefully Gundogan, no mistakes today, because I think we'll get punished today. Any sort of mistakes is going to be huge and costly for Manchester City today. I really believe that. But what's your predictions, guys? What's the poll saying? Because I put a poll out early. Get your votes in. 309 votes before. I'll close it before the game starts. 310 votes. 82% say City are going to win today. City are going to win today. Beast, thoughts on Etihad? I've got very little thoughts on him, mate, because, I mean, from the small amount of football I've seen him play, seen glimpses, YouTube videos, as we all have. We all search these players, don't we, and go and examine them as much as we possibly can. I don't watch that much South American football actively without going onto YouTube to do it. So, I mean, I'm judging off highlights, which is never a fair examination of a player because you need to watch them in the 90 minutes. Because the details outside of highlights are usually the most important details when you're looking at a football player. Etihad looks incredibly promising. I don't think he's going to save our season. I don't think he's going to come in and, I want to say hit the ground running. There's every chance he could hit the ground running by what we expect of him, which is not much. I mean, it's foolish to expect him to come in and just be Kevin De Bruyne, just snap your fingers and wave your wand and boom, Kevin De Bruyne 2.0 in Manchester City. No, it's not going to be that. I think he's going to be one for the future. I think this season we could use him probably more than the plan was, which is exciting for him because I think that could help him. It could also go the other way, couldn't it? You know, when you're throwing someone into the deep end, and Manchester City's end is very deep at the minute, there's a lot of pool to swim down, you know, in terms of the deep end right now. It's incredibly deep. So, yeah, throwing him in there could sink or swim, you know, sink or swim in this City squad. And you're going to find out if he plays. That's the question. Is he going to play? Where would he play? Look at this team right now. Who would he play instead of in this team? I mean, you're not going to throw him in, really, are you? He wouldn't start this game. If he was fit, raring to go, signed Manchester City player right now, who's he playing instead of? I mean, arguably Phil Foden, but he's in the back three of the front 2 threes, if that makes sense. The midfield 3, let's call it. Is he going to play there? He's more of a 10, isn't he? Less of an 8, more of a 10. Because Foden's playing a bit deeper today, by the looks of things. Unless he plays on the right with Bernardo Silva. Again, is he going to play ahead of Kevin De Bruyne? No. So I can't see a position for Etihad in this sort of squad. Yeah, in terms of what I think of him, I'm excited. I really am excited. Josh, with the super chat nice and early, mate. Thank you very much, Josh. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Forget the league. This is the game where we need to forget everything else. So we've got pride at stake here. 100%, Josh. 100%. 100%, mate. We've got a Manchester derby. So I don't really care about anything other than beating United today. Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to look at Liverpool, look at Arsenal, Chelsea later. Hopefully Brentford could do us a favour later and help us close the gap on Chelsea. But they're very much in a title race now, aren't they? I would love it. If we don't win it, obviously I wouldn't love it. It's a bit of an exaggeration, love. I would find it humorous if Chelsea won the league. I really would. If we didn't win the league, I would pick Chelsea to win the league out of the rest above us, you know, because that would be so funny. Liverpool doing everything they've done this season. We got to a fantastic start. Arsenal have spent like 3 years trying to get to where they are now, and they're still not in the best position possible to win the league. And Chelsea just spend £1 billion and go and win the league. That's funny. That's funny. I'm sorry. If you don't know comedy, if that's not funny to you, I'm sorry. That is funny. But cheers, Josh. Appreciate it, mate. Jeff, good to see you. Let's throw these rags in the trash. Up the Blues, 5-1. 5-1, Jeff. 5-1 City. Doku double. City, City, City. 50,000 empty seats. It's only 5-1. It's only 6-1. It's only 6-1. 60,000 empty seats. It's only 6-1. It should have been 10. It should have been 10. You lucky bastards. It should have been 10. Come on, City. Come on, City. Rag bastards, let's have them. Come on. Good to see you, Micah. How you doing, mate? Hope for the win. Don't know where we are going this season. Well, I don't know either at the minute. It's a bit of a random season. I mean, the neutral must be buzzing. The neutral must be absolutely buzzing with this season so far because, I mean, we're not the favourites. I think that's point one for the neutral because it was getting a little bit predictable from City's point of view. It's devastating to be where we are. But from the neutral, they'll be like, yeah, good. City are doing what they're doing. And you've got to understand that. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't give a shit about F1. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm not a big F1 fan, but I glance at it every now and again. Back in the day when Lewis Hamilton was winning it every single season, it was like, oh, it's boring, mate. That's boring. I want someone else to win it now. And now Verstappen's winning it all the time. That's now equally boring. Do you know what I mean? So, but if you are a fan of Verstappen, you don't care about the boring part. Or if you're a fan of Lewis Hamilton when he was winning, you don't care about it being boring. Because we're winning. You know what I mean? Who cares? So I never cared when City were doing what they were doing. You know what I mean? I do not care in the slightest. Isa, good to see you, mate. Do it for the pride. Yeah, mate. Absolutely. Ryan as well. Good to see you as well. How you doing, mate? We need to score early, push them back. If we could do that, we could slap them up. Yeah, mate. Absolutely. Don't forget to hit that like button, Blues, if you've just joined and you haven't. Hit the like button already and consider subscribing. Appreciate that. Novu is worried with Gundogan playing. I'm not going to lie, mate. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that for a comment. Manchester United Football Club shouting, City! 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 On a Manchester derby day. I presume that's sarcastic. Oh, he keeps going. He keeps going. Have I turned you, mate? Have I turned you? I've turned you, haven't I? I'm very persuasive. I tried it with the missus. Never fucking worked. Didn't work with the missus whatsoever. I tried. Failed miserably. She became more of a red, to be honest. More of a red. Why Oil Club? It's irony, mate. It's sarcasm plus a little bit of a joke, because I presume you recognise the logo. If you are I don't know where to go. I started that sentence, and I don't know where I know where I was going with it, but it's not. What's the word? It's not doable. It's not appropriate. Let's say that. But yeah. Anyway, it's mank humour, mate. It's mank humour. Do you know what I mean? It's what we do. We laugh at ourselves. Self-deprecating is the word for a typical mank. We do like to laugh at ourselves. City fans back in the day, mate, we used to sing we're shit and we're proud of it. You know, we used to be like that, and we used to actually be shit and celebrate it. You know, yeah. There's lots of little things about City and their history and in the fans and the way we handle adversity and handle sour times to be a Manchester City fan. It is one of those, you either laugh or cry. We always chose to laugh. That's the best way. Otherwise, you would literally cry. That can't be true. Can't be true. I don't want him. Don't want him at all. Yeah, I do. Somewhere in the house. I don't think it's inflated, though. I don't think it's inflated. But yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, Pogba rumour. I don't know. I haven't actually seen that much of it, to be honest. I've seen glimpses of it, and I haven't really seen it from any credible sources so far. It I mean, if you could promise me a peak Paul Pogba, and it's not even ability, it's attitude with him, mate. It's all about is he up for playing tonight or today, or is he just more bothered about what colour his hair's going to be before the game? Do you know what I mean? Is he going to be more bothered about what dance routine he's going to do if he scores a goal? Or is he actually going to try and just score the goal? Do you know what I mean? Which Pogba is it? Because if it's the clown version of Paul Pogba, I don't want him anywhere near Manchester City. The peak, best version of Paul Pogba, who, you know, on his day, you know, the French Paul Pogba, the French national side Paul Pogba, I would have him. I think he's pretty good. He's a very good player. But even then, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, is he even capable of that sort of player anymore? I'm not sure he is. But, I mean, yeah. He's not got a great relationship with United, has he? So that would be... I don't think there would be a problem for him in terms of, you know, his legacy at Manchester United and going back to Manchester but to the blue side. I don't think he would care. You know what I mean? I don't think he's got enough connection with the United fan base to stop him from joining City. But I'd be surprised if we genuinely go for him, because I mean he's not our sort of player. Is he the sort of player you turn to in these situations Manchester City are in right now? You want, like, you know, you want Nigel de Jong. That's what you want in this situation. Nigel de Jong, that type of player. You know, Gareth Barry. That's who you need. You know, even a Yaya Toure. Obviously, Yaya Toure is ridiculous, but defensively not as good as Gareth Barry or Nigel de Jong. But the complete package of Yaya Toure, someone like that, someone in the midfield. You know, if we're talking about the types of players we need, Paul Pogba, I'm not convinced, man. He doesn't have enough bite, or he picks and chooses. That's the difference for me for Paul Pogba. He picks and chooses when if he's woken up on the right side of the bed, basically. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Paul Pogba. Jan, where are you, mate? I missed your super chat, Jan. There you are. First time this season, Foden and KDB playing together. Is it really? I didn't know that, Jan. Did not know that. That makes sense as well, because I mean, the vicious cycle of injuries we've been on this season is unbelievable. We can win this, says Jan. We need to also play out of our first gear and not try to walk the ball in the net. Have the odd shot is what Jan wants. I mean, you think about the way we beat United last season. Phil Foden with that equaliser right after half-time. What an absolute screamer. And again, I said it at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the stream, sorry. How did we go 1-0 down? It was an absolute screamer. I must admit, I do wish City would take the odd shot here and there a little bit more frequently. You know, we do try and walk it in a little bit too often, especially when it's like we're 1-0 down and the luck's just not going our way. You need to force luck to happen once in a while. Hi, Marnus. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Doku's hair. Hair is one of the hottest topics on this channel, isn't it? Hair. And I feel like I'm partly to blame for that, for talking about it myself, people's hair. But, yeah, Doku's hair, man, it's going to be wild today. It's even more wild when it's on the head of someone who plays like Jeremy Doku. The way he moves, do you know what I mean? Like that, his hair just goes, like it's just like snapping loads of sticks of spaghetti and throwing it in the air. Do you know what I mean? That's Doku, mate, and I'm excited. Yeah, Doku's going to be a big say in the final scoreline today. I'm excited to see Jeremy Doku today. 5 minutes to go, says Harry. Well, it's a bit less than that, actually. What we got? Yeah, well, 4 minutes to go. Players are in the tunnel. Bruno Ratface Fernandes is leading out Manchester United. No sign of the City players yet, unless that's who we're fielding. There's a whole line of, I would say, 7 to 9 year olds all queued up alongside the Manchester. That could be our team. That could be Pep's. Fuck it. Let's send these mascots out. See how they do. He's a big lad. He looks about 10. He might score a goal or two today. He's got his shinies on. I used to go when I was a kid. I went to a few City matches in my full kit with like proper full kit wanker. One of them. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely as a kid. Because my dad was like, you might come on today. They might send you on as a sub. And I was like, fucking hell, Dad. Get my shinies on then, mate. Get my shin pads on. Go there and he's like, you're not wearing boots though, Johnny. Just wear your like, your trainers instead. So you're not walking, like, in concrete with metal studs. That click, 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 click noise. Do you know what I mean? But I used to go when I was little. And my parents were just like, shameless. Absolute shameless parenting. to tell me that I might go out there. And play, come on as a substitute. And I was like, come on. And then I wouldn't play. And I'd be like, fucking useless. Brian Horton, or whoever it was, the manager at the time. Alan Ball, God rest his soul. But yeah, he was a terrible manager. Terrible manager, Alan Ball was. But anyway, how you doing, everybody? Good to see you. My mum used to always say, whisper things into my ear as well. Like she'd whisper things into my ear that then I had to shout out. It was really embarrassing. I don't know why I'm telling you this, to be honest, but she used to go, say, there's more life in a sick note. And then I'd go, there's more life in a sick note. And then only my mum would laugh. She'd go, the 20-metre radius of people around me would just look at this stupid kid making a stupid comment that his mum's told him to say. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fucking making an absolute fool of myself. Anyway. Cheers for that, Mum, if you're watching. Appreciate it. Love you, Mum. Yeah, blasts from the past, Jan. I went to school with Brian Horton's son. Yeah, he's only a year older than me. But yeah. Right, teams are out. Come on, City. Come on, City. Bloody hell, we've nearly hit 200 likes already. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep hitting those likes up. That's really kind. Thank you. Thank you very much. The lineup's on your screen. Cheese toasty. I want to say toasty, but you've missed the A. You've missed the A. But I do love a cheese toasty, by the way. I do love a cheese toasty. Do you put ham in it or anything? I'm just a plain cheese toasty, but cheese and ham, I can go with that as well. Glacier City, come on, please. Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. Nice one, Beast. Make him make much more sense. Yeah, honestly, it's just pure City. That's it. It's just like a pure City family, like non-stop City. My mum was a United fan before she met my dad. actually. She was one of these, like, don't really care about football, so look at the league table. Oh, who's top? Oh, is it United? Right, I'll support them. Do you know what I mean? Before she met my dad, like 50, 60 years ago, we're talking. Yeah, 50 years ago. And then it was like, met my dad, and then she realised, yeah, she said, I'm a United fan, and then it was like, well, I'm never going to be able to marry this man. The relationship would crumble if I don't become a City fan. Whereas my relationship with my missus is crumbling. No, it's not. It's not. It's just, she's a much bigger red than my mum ever was. My missus is a very big red. Season ticket holder. She's a proper United fan. Not one of these, look at the league table and see who's winning. Josh, thanks very much for the super chat, mate. Wow, atmosphere immense. Here we are, up for this one. Come on, City. Cheers, Josh. You're a legend, mate. Yeah, me too. Game's about to get underway. Let's make sure the clock is working before... All right, it should be working. But yeah. I didn't really look at it, to be honest, but because I was too busy chatting away, wasn't I? But there was a lot of stuff happening in the stadium. Did they do like a big tifo or something? I'm completely missed it. I glanced at it, saw they dimmed the lights, tried to build up the atmosphere. I'm definitely, after the game, going to go back and watch the beginning of the game to see what that was like, because I must admit that's the sort of stuff that I do miss. We always do good stuff for derbies, don't we? We always do really good stuff. Love it. Come on. Right, here we go. Game's about to get underway. Phil Foden. Manchester derby. And we're off. Come on, City. Long ball. Doku's got one to chase here. Haaland's chasing it. Putting pressure on De Ligt. They look up for it, City. You can tell straight away. Anthony Taylor is the referee today, everybody. So, yeah, looks like the team is right. Apart from Núñez, who seems to be left back. So, there's that. Not sure what to make of that. So, he's sticking Kyle Walker out wide. I'm actually... Do you know what? It makes more sense now you think about it. Because I think if Rashford played this game... Today is Doku. But yeah, anyway, if Rashford played today... Walker would have been in the right centre-back with Núñez on the right of him. And that way you've got maximum protection of speed and athleticism, strength from Walker and Núñez. I mean, I say Walker lightly because the way he's been playing lately, he doesn't offer much protection whatsoever. But the theory of Kyle Walker is there. Do you know what I mean? Put Núñez alongside him, further out wide, further as a fullback, then you've got very, very strong, protected, in theory, right side of the defence. With Rashford not playing, you've got Mason Mount now playing on the left for Manchester United. And because of that, I don't think they've got much speed or athleticism coming down that left-hand side with Dalot and Mount, who are going to play on the left for United. So they haven't got much speed down that side. You go to the other side of the pitch where Ahmad, who I would argue is United's best player, certainly on form. You know, Bruno Fernandes has probably got the best... profile in terms of the best player, like what he's capable of. But in terms of form, I would say Ahmad Diallo is their best player, and he's on the right. So Núñez now going over to the left as a left back, which doesn't look to be a very much back at all, to be honest. It offers more protection because Gvardiol has been struggling lately in a Manchester City shirt, and he's got Ahmad to look after today. But it's been all City so far. Has Doku ran that out? Has he kept it in? No, he's not. But it's been a frantic start from City. You can see there's lots of energy. Doku's already waving his finger in disagreement at Anthony Taylor, thinking that ball stayed in. It looked like it went out, to be honest. It looked like it went out to me, but... yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Loads of reasons, mate. Loads of reasons. I was ill, but that wasn't the only reason. We're selling our house right now, and the land that's on that the house is on is sold ahead of the house. That's a separate sale. But the land that the house is on has been sold. And because of that, there's lots of work going on around the house, and it involves asbestos, potentially. And as a result, Charlotte and the children, they are living in an Airbnb temporarily now. So I've got to come and go from this, where I work, to an Airbnb now, where we're living temporarily, to not have live on a building site, basically. So it's all up in the air, and without anywhere for us to live where I can work. So, and I also had the flu as well. I was in bed with the cold and the shivers, and it wasn't ideal, the fact that I couldn't even work from it. So anyway, lots of crap going on in my life. It's all going to get sorted, and I'm going to settle. Mateus Nunes coming flying down here. Gets it out to Jeremy Doku. Down the byline to Nunes. Keeps it alive. Out to Kevin De Bruyne. Whipped in deep. Haaland's gone to the back post. Good defending by Martinez at the back post there, because Haaland was pushing him around. But corner ball. Corner ball to City. Have they wasted that much time already? So yeah, I also miss my family a lot, so I'm back and forth at the minute. Sometimes I stay here, sometimes I don't, depending on the circumstances, but it is what it is. Foden with the corner, takes it short. 1-2 with Doku, gets it back. Further out to Kevin De Bruyne, left foot cross. Hit the near man there, De Bruyne. Cleared, but City still got the ball. Back to the halfway line with Kyle Walker. Good to see you, Jack. How you doing, mate? Big up to everyone watching in the States and anywhere else in the world. Let us know where you're watching from. God, it's mad watching people, for the amount of people watching from all over the world. Not me, City. Me as well, that's cool. But yeah, City most importantly. Who knows, Ryan? Who knows? It's been years. Gundogan nearly gave it away there. Gvardiol and Gundogan, little bit of miscommunication. Good ball into the middle of the pitch from Haaland, who tries to lay it off to Phil Foden, but doesn't come off. And United have got an opportunity to break here. Dalot down the left, got Kyle Walker to beat. He gets his cross in, and Edison collects it. Kyle Walker, mate, first one-on-one. He gets beaten by Diego Dalot, and the cross is dinked in. He's just lost that yard of speed, hasn't he? He's just... The one thing he can do, though, to avoid these problems is stop us still thinking. He's stuck in his head, isn't it? In his head, he's quicker than he is. He needs to have more self-awareness. You know, recognise you ain't that guy anymore. You're not that quick. So play a little bit more pragmatically, a bit more cautiously. Look after the situation better. Don't, tease wingers. Don't play a game with them. Just stay where you are, mate. And respect their speed. You know, I'm sure you believe in yourself a little bit. He's not slow, is he? It's just you're not as quick anymore. So play like that. United have got the ball back, stroking it around midfield. Mount dinks one out for Dalot to get. Kyle Walker sprints out there, forces Dalot back to Mount. Jack's watching from Ireland. Paul's not confident. Yeah, Cheese Toasty says it. There you go. Everyone hit that like button, please. Thank you for everyone that's joined. Typical City so far. Given away by Mazraoui into Gvardiol. Fired immediately into Kevin De Bruyne. Touch was a little bit bumbly. Caused a bit of chaos. United could have won a free kick there on Ugarte. But referee says play on. Kevin's watching from Korea. Good to see you, Kevin. Hope you're good, mate. Still got blocked nose and a cough. But it hit its heights the other day. I was proper... Day was written off. Cold, shivering. Couldn't get... You know when you can't get the temperature right? You're either sweating your balls off or you feel like you're lying in a bed of ice cubes. You know that feeling? Maybe some of you don't, but it was really bad. It was not a good feeling at all. Plus, I'm a big soft ass. If I get ill, I'm like, nah, mate, I'm rubbish at being ill. Rubbish. I'm not tough when it comes to illnesses. I'm not soft generally, but when it comes to like head things, when I'm ill in the head, you know what I mean? I'm like, everyone piss off. I'm done. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? Michael's watching from Nigeria. Oh, ball over the top, but Kyle Walker reads it. Well done, Kyle Walker there. Gundogan fires one round the corner to Kevin De Bruyne, but United aren't looking like they're just coming here for a draw, Jan. There's a little bit of fire in the belly from some United players there. Charlie's watching from Australia. Big up, Charlie. From the down under. And there you go. There's Matheus Nunes winning a left-sided tackle against Amad Diallo, which I think was the logic behind why he's playing there. And as you can see right now, he's dropped into that left-back position now that United have the ball. So that's the plan. Matheus Nunes almost as a left-back. Almost. Yeah, probably. Probably. Jack. I don't even know, but could well be. Bruno Fernandes whips one out to Diego Dallo again, who seems to have a lot of space in this game, but he's got Kyle Walker to beat. He does beat him. Cross comes in and it's overhit. Goal kick to City. First 5 minutes, City looked frantic in a good way. You know what I mean? Like energised, like purposeful. Since probably about the 6th minute, United have strung a couple of passes together and have given it a little bit back. But neither side really can claim they've dominated the first 10 minutes of the game, to be honest. But knocking it around at the back. So, yeah, you can see the reason why Ederson's playing, because there is a reasonably high press from United. And if that can be bypassed, United are going to be in trouble today. They are going to be in big trouble if they keep playing with that high press. But it's up to the defenders and Ederson to get it out and break the lines. If we can beat that press, there's going to be space. But look at Diego Dallo. That switch is on. They've done it again. That's 3 in a row now. Diego Dallo switches, and 2 out of the 3 have resulted in a cross coming into our box. That one right there, Kyle Walker got in his face and forced Dallo to go backwards, which is what you want. That's good from Kyle Walker. But the other 2, crosses come into the box. So it's a definite tactic for United, is switching that ball. But here's Amad. Down to the byline, 1-on-1 with Gvardiol. He's into the penalty area. It just about gets a tackle in there. And Nunes almost gets in his way. Flag goes up. Flag goes up. Ruben Diaz is going mental at the linesman for not flagging earlier. Let's have a look at how offside was he. Yeah. Yeah. I can see why he's annoyed, because it's about 5 yards. So much football went on since the pass. You've got to be sticking your flag up when it's that obvious, haven't you? Calm down, Glacius, mate. Having a bit of a getting a bit jolly, are you? Getting a bit of your old, getting the jollies. I have that effect on people. Not on the people I want to have that effect on, but yeah, that's a separate story. Already, substitutes coming for United, coming down to warm up. Mason Mount has dropped to his bottom. Arse is on the floor and he's looking down like his game is over. Already. No. Unfortunately not. Do you know what? This is a bad situation. This is a bad situation because Kobe Mainu. Is it Kobe or Cobby? I think it's Cobby, isn't it? Kobe Mainu is coming on. And I think that's a problem. I think this is a better team now. Because what they're going to do, they're going to push Bruno Fernandes out of central midfield, play him higher up the pitch, where I think he's better. He's a better player in that position. And put Mainu in the middle alongside Ugarte. And I think those two would work better. There's more of a... They're two enforcers, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're 2 players that I think will be stronger and make United stronger in the middle. And Bruno Fernandes pushing up the pitch makes them a more of a threat. The only reason why I can think he didn't start with that system is because he doesn't quite trust Mainu enough in such an isolated role in a system that requires you to be incredibly controlled with that football. So it's going to be interesting to see how United set up now, and arguably I think this could improve them, you know. It's a substitute that they could look back on in hindsight and go, actually, I'm glad Mount went off. When I saw him in the starting 11, I was like, Mount starting, not bothered about that in the slightest. Slightly happy. I don't see him as a threat. Do you know what I mean? He's done absolutely nothing in a Manchester United shirt since he's joined. Nothing. And he had the balls to say, yeah, give me the number 7 shirt, mate. Give me the number 7. I can live up to that number. Do you know what I mean? Brindley FN, thank you very much. I appreciate that, mate. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Really kind. And thank you for the super chat and the support. Really appreciate that, mate. All the best. Everyone done the Christmas shopping? I've done, like, some of it. The main bits I haven't done, unfortunately. The best bits is what I've not done. Because I've been pissing about with my life. But here we are. Got to get it sorted. Diaz out to Nunes. Gundogan. Nunes. Looking at United's shape here. Mainoo's dropped deep, looking to try and get in front of Phil Foden. But Nunes has got this free license to push forward whenever he feels like it. Kind of like Gvardiol has done in recent weeks. But Gvardiol is also forward here. Doku with a sensational bit of skill that nearly came off, and Gvardiol's won the free kick. Doku with an unbelievable bit of skill. He just didn't quite... He did this drag back and a flick, and I swear he megs Mazraoui in the process. Yeah, he does. He megs him, but the flick doesn't get enough power on it. So Mazraoui had the chance to turn round and win. He won the ball there. He's hurt Gvardiol, but he won the ball. He won the ball there. I'm surprised the referee's given that. I think the force of the challenge is the reason why the referee's given a free kick there. But City take it quickly. Doku to the byline. One-on-one with Ahmad. Gets the ball in. And it's drifted across and eventually cleared by Mazraoui. It was good, wasn't it, Mullet? How you doing as well, mate? Hope you're good. Ryan's impressed. I'd love it if he came on. Oh, Jeff, mate. Sorry to hear about the stress before Christmas, Johnny. Use this to get the kids a gift from the typical City family. If anyone in the chat need a prayer for anything, please type in the chat and I'll be praying for you. Jeff, you are an absolute... legend doesn't do you service, mate. Doesn't do you service. What a kind and thoughtful gesture. Jeff... As much as me and you have a laugh, mate, you are a very kind-hearted soul, aren't you, mate? I can tell. I can tell there's a really good person there, mate. And I appreciate that, mate, Jeff. I'll let my lad know that Jeff... I think he knows about you. I've mentioned him to you, so he's aware of you. My lad is aware of you. I have mentioned you. I'll say Jeff is going to get you something. I don't know what. But I'll make sure he gets an extra something from Big Jeff. Jeff, thanks, mate. You're a top man. Thanks very much. Yeah. 16 minutes gone, 0-0. 0 chances for either side to speak about, to be honest, which doesn't bode well for the entertainment side of this game because it looks like it's two sides who are incredibly devoid of confidence. But here we go, City have nicked the ball. Mainoo pissing about with it. De Ligt blocks Doku's ball. He was trying to pass through him, mate. You can't pass through human beings. It's going to hit them. Surprise. It's going to hit them. Lovely turn by Foden, though. Doku gets a second chance. Foden on the underlap, just plays it safely back to De Bruyne. Foden's found a little pocket. First time cross, cleared by Maguire. De Bruyne picks up the clearance though. Nunes and De Bruyne are arguing about who to, not actually, but deciding who to get control of the ball. De Bruyne says it's mine. Foden now. Foden still got it here. Doku. Need to see a little bit more from Doku. He's got his work cut out for him today with Mazraoui because he's been a great signing for United, hasn't he? He reminds me of the bloody hell Kyle Walker trying to go past Bruno Fernandes and Fernandes just tackles it off him out for a throw into City. He reminds me of the Akanji signing. Do you know what I mean? This very under the radar, didn't spend much money on him, but turns out to be an absolute, like, solid as a rock defender. And that's very, very rare for United to do that level of transfer business. They normally spend big on shit, don't they? That's their transfer model. Spend big, buy shit. And Mazraoui's just done Doku again, tackled him again, one-on-one. Jeremy Doku, you've got your work cut out for you today, mate. You've got your work cut out. But yeah, it's very unusual for United to do a good bit of business. But Mazraoui's definitely looking like that. He's already, he's pocketed Doku multiple times already. So hopefully Doku, the thing with Doku though, he just wears you down. He won't stop coming. He will not stop. You know, he's not, I feel like there's a couple of players in City's history. You think of Sterling. Sean Wright-Phillips was one of those players as well. One that, if he beat his fullback in the first couple of minutes, he's going to have a great game. If he gets tackled in the first few minutes, his head drops, he gets scared, he overthinks it. You know, Sterling was like that. Sean Wright-Phillips was like that. Doku doesn't think like that, though. He just doesn't stop. He keeps coming at you non-stop. Jeremy Doku, and here he is, Jeremy Doku. Oh, and he nearly sends Haaland through. Nearly. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Doku can do. Come inside a little bit, actually. Still feeling the kind-hearted gesture from Jeff. Thanks, Jeff, mate. But here's Højlund into the Manchester City penalty area. Bruno Fernandes. Mainu. Going further away from goal, but the danger's not gone. Dalot. Martinez. Gundogan. Good. Great interception by Gundogan. Read it like a book. Foden. Careful, mate. Careful. That was careful. That was good. Bernardo Silva. Deep. Switches it to Nunes, who's playing in the left-back position with acres of field to run into. Sends it down the line to Kevin De Bruyne. Doku. Mazraoui gets across, plays it back to De Bruyne. Doku. He gets his crossing. Oh, it's gone over everybody, and Dalot at the back post clears it, but Foden picks up. Volley from Phil Foden. Oh, just wide of the mark. Good ball from Jeremy Doku. He does beat Mazraoui. The pace is eventually there. Beats Mazraoui. Thinks it left foot. Cross. And it's Dalot at the back post who clears it with his head. Foden picks up the clearance. Brings it down on his chest. And then volleyed it. Left foot. Going for the near post corner. And he just drags it a little bit wide and skims the side netting as it goes wide of the mark. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves the Manchester derby. Because he's a proper City fan, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? You got to turn up against United. You got to turn up against United. Could do with a Haaland goal as well today, because he loves scoring against United. What's the all-time goal-scoring record? I actually don't know the question, but I know, like, I think Rooney's at the top, isn't he? See you at half-time, mate. I think Rooney's at the top in terms of the most goals in a Manchester derby from any one of the players that have played in it. Pretty sure Rooney's the number one, but I mean Haaland in the space of like 2 seasons, or 2 seasons in this bit, whatever you want to call it. He must be up there. Here come United. Ruben Diaz collects it, takes it off Højlund with a heavy touch. Ederson out to Walker. Yeah, I've seen that. That's the goals, isn't it? Semerald. Hope you're good as well, mate. But yeah, 273, 271. It took a long time, that match. 200 and, what, is that over nearly 600 goals in that match. It's a big game. Big game. Poor defending, I think. Close game. 273 to 271. Yeah, you would expect more from the defenders in that game. But great attacking. But here comes City. Foden's into the penalty area. Oh, it's deflected for a corner. But City looking the more likely, just the more likely. United still offering a little bit of a threat going the other way. I'm still concerned when the ball breaks. But De Bruyne finds Foden in a little pocket. Foden leaves it, gets it back off Haaland. And then Maguire gets an essential touch on Foden's attempted effort to send it out for a corner. And Foden heads over to take the corner himself. Whipped in by Foden and it's in. Oh, Diaz over the bar. 50p head. 50p head from Ruben Diaz. It's one of them, like, he did that and the ball went that way. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he intended that, but Højlund's all over Haaland here, man. Fucking hell, ref. Fucking hell, ref. I mean, they're not going to get involved in that. Haaland's not even claiming it, but you can't be doing that. Haaland just ends up getting him in a headlock. Anthony Taylor's seen that, but the fact the ball doesn't come anywhere near them is probably why there's no reason for an official to get involved. But it's risky defending from Højlund because we saw, was it last season or the season before? Jeremy Doku has just played a dodgy ball to Ederson and Ederson comes out and helps the situation by heading it out for a throw into United. They can take a quick one here, United, but dodgy from Doku that. What's he thinking there? Kind of like the Gvardiol pass back against Feyenoord. Why are they doing that? Silly little mistakes like that. And you know what? Statistically, that's the sort of thing that doesn't go down as an error. Statistically. That's what bugs me about these stats and errors that lead to shots and errors that lead to goals. They have to be an error that directly leads to a shot or directly leads to a goal. It can't be an error and then 2 or 3 moments later, like a couple of passes later, it's a goal. But you all know that the error on the halfway line is the reason that move even came to be. And that would never have gone down as a Jeremy Doku mistake. But these are we're second in the league worst offenders for errors this season, as I showed you in my recent video, whichever it was. What was it? Bruno Guimaraes, wasn't it? But yeah, only Southampton have got a worse record than us in terms of errors that lead to shots. And they're recordable stats. Do you know what I mean? The stats that I just described to you that are directly leading to shots. The number of errors that are just generally happening and then a bit of football happens in between the shot and the error. I mean, God knows how many of those we've committed. God knows. Oh, United are in. United are in. Dalot. Oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. Was he onside? Because if he was, he's just missed an absolute borderline of City. But City with some shocking defending. Yeah, he's offside. Yeah, he's offside. He wouldn't have counted. Would have been offside. But Dalot going for the near post. Sent through. City. Big gap for Dalot, that. Big gap. Got away with that a little bit. A fellow supporter told me this season is normal because the lifespan of a team. Well, yeah, I feel like I've been saying that this season. Not quite those words, Daniel, in terms of the word lifespan, but it's a great choice of words because, yeah, it's all sides go through it in terms of that generation of players. You're 100% correct. And your friend, whoever told it you, is spot on. It just happens. Oh, Núñez giving it away. Ugarte read him, mate. Absolutely read that. And United are in business. They're starting to grow in this game, United. We're starting to shrink a little bit. Giving the ball away. Sloppy. All started with that Doku back pass, and we've been chaotic for the last couple of minutes since then. How fragile do you want to be? Do you know what I mean? One silly moment doesn't mean that the whole team needs to collapse and we all start giving it away. Just calm yourselves. It doesn't matter. He's giving a bad pass away. We've not been punished. We got away with it. Now get hold of the ball and play your game. Came off us, that off Mazraoui. City ball. Núñez, wake up, mate. Sloppy that was. Really sloppy. Just played a simple 10-yard pass inside. Looking for Gundogan and Ugarte arguably read it really, really well. But I mean, it was one of them where you telegraph it with your body. Do you know what I mean? Where you look up and you're looking for the player to pass to, and then you go, oh, you almost acknowledge it with your head, like, I'm passing to you, and then you look down at your feet to pass the ball. And like, just doing that is so obvious and you can read it so easily. But yeah, got away with it. Got away with it. City got the ball though. It's not been full of excitement, has it? But I can't ever call a derby boring because it's a derby, mate. Even if it, like, nothing is happening, I'm still feeling the emotion. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Ahmad closing down Ederson, really close there. Hope you're doing good as well, Devious. Mainu, strong tackle on Núñez. Núñez tried his best to get round him, but Mainu was having none of it. Yeah, I would say a little bit. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, unfortunately. It's not good. Not good. Yeah, Yeah, energy is a key word to this season, isn't it? Key word. Nice throw, though. Núñez sends us away. Foden switches it. Oh, made Bernardo Silva had to wait for it, but City can still do something here. He's got De Bruyne on the outside of him. Bernardo doesn't need him. Comes inside. Oh, it's a great bit of defending by Bruno Fernandes, that horrible rat-faced bastard. What a good bit of defending that was, because Bernardo Silva was about to pull the trigger. He was about to pull the trigger. It was a great run from Silva. Used Kevin De Bruyne's run on the outside of him as a decoy. Didn't use him. Appreciated the run, but lovely from De Bruyne into Foden. Foden can't take it with him. He's been so rusty this season, hasn't he, Phil Foden? So rusty. Fuck off. Maguire went down like an absolute shithouse then. Haaland's embarrassed. You can see it in his face. Smirking with embarrassment. Harry Maguire is about 15 stone. That's exactly right. You heard me correctly, Captain Kringles. That's exactly what I said. And I stick by my choice of words as well. He's horrible, isn't he, Bruno Fernandes? He's horrible. He's giving it away as well. But they got it back. I bet he's a really nice person. But people get judged. Football players get judged by who they are on the pitch. But I bet he's a really nice person. I bet most of them are, to be fair. I bet the nicest people on the pitch are the biggest knobs off it. Do you know what I mean? Edison just has to boot it clear. Doesn't want to control that one because it was bobbling. Not easy. But Núñez can pick this ball up, but chooses to let it roll out for a throw-in. Half an hour gone, pretty much. And not much to speak of from a City point of view. Really underwhelming performance from City. Not many errors to speak of other than the Núñez giveaway and the Doku dodgy back pass, but still, what? An hour of football to play. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more errors to come. But yeah, it needs to be better than this. It needs to be better than this. We need to, if we can, like I said, if we can win all our games until January, I mean, what an ask that is. What a big if that is. Haaland misjudges the long ball there from Edison. You never know. As I see people wanting us bring in Bruno G. I'd be happy with Bruno Guimaraes, I really would. I think the video I made on him, I tried to emphasise that as much as possible. How much I want him. I think he would be a good player. I think he would be a good signing for... But he's got a massive weakness. And there's just this certain aura about him and within the City fan base that signing Bruno Guimaraes equals Manchester City have all their problems sorted. I don't think that's the case at all. Because I think he's got a problem to his game and he needs to work on it. I really believe that. Oh, Gvardiol's been caught here. United are pouncing. They're pouncing. We're in trouble here. Big trouble. Núñez has got to get back. Don't commit, mate. Just slow him down. Let the Blues get back. Let City players get back. Well done, Núñez. You've slowed him down. But still in trouble here. Garter, get out to him. Close him down, Gundo. Oh, just let him chill, mate. Pick a pass, mate. Martinez, fancy a shot, mate? Yeah, have a shot. Blocked by Kyle Walker. Never a foul. Get up. Over the bar by Ugarte. Mainu goes down. But yeah, good bit of play by Núñez to get back. But arguably he was involved in the chaos to begin with. Gvardiol getting caught on the ball in the middle of the pitch. He got bullied. Gvardiol got bullied. A couple of United players just pounced on him. They're set up so much better than we are. They drop deep and they wait for the mistake. They're just waiting for the mistake because they know it's coming. They know it's coming and then the mistake comes and they pounce. They pounce on us. They're setting traps all over the pitch and we're falling for it right now. They're growing in this game and we're starting to shrink. It's getting worse, this game. We need to do something different here because we need a moment of brilliance and I think it's going to come from Jeremy Doku. If it's going to come from anyone, I think it's going to come down our left side. Because Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva at the minute are struggling to have any impact on this game. Here's Núñez down the left. Doku on the inside of him. Out to Kevin De Bruyne. And it's the fact that Doku and Núñez are complex. De Bruyne's just hit it straight against Mainu. So, I mean, good luck helping us if even De Bruyne's just giving a simple 5-yard pass away. Come on, City. Where would you play him, Devious, mate? Yeah, his hold-up play's not been great. He's been misjudging a lot of the long balls as well. He gets more engaged in the physical battle, doesn't he? Rather than the actual football itself. He's more bothered about winning the wrestling match than winning the actual ball. Núñez wins the ball back, but immediately gives it away. He was stuck in a alleyway there. He was never going to come out with it easily. But I mean, it's frustrating, this game at the minute, because we're not really taking the game by the scruff of the neck at the minute. Anana. Yeah, I do think January will sign some players. I do think we'll sign some players in January, and I think we'll have a better second half of the season, but I think the damage has already been done in the first half of the season. I think it's too late to rectify this Premier League season. And the problem is, even though Liverpool and Arsenal have dropped points, I think we're going to drop more points as well. United, here, Mainu, Doku gets back, but Ahmad cleared off the edge of the 6-yard box by Ruben Diaz, and Gundogan just boots it clear off the edge of the area eventually. We're getting suffocated here a little bit. The last 5 minutes has been all United. And there's that long switch that was happening early, but Kyle Walker intercepts it. Bernardo Silva, switch on, mate. Oh, he's won it. He's got it. Well done, Bernardo. The pace there, the lack of pace from Bernardo Silva. He's never been quick, but that was slow, mate. He is slow. You know what I mean? But he did well to poke it round Bruno Fernandes. What frustrated me is he didn't read Kyle Walker's header there, because he could have positioned himself a little bit better, but he actually stabbed the ball around Bruno Fernandes, goes around the other side of him and wins the ball. But then the moment he had to open up his legs and start sprinting, you could just see Bruno Fernandes committed a slide tackle that he didn't need to do that, to be honest, because they were going to get the ball off him. But thankfully, we've got a free kick, and here's Jeremy Doku coming down the left-hand side into the area, and it's corner ball to City. Come on, City! Yes, they did, mate. They did indeed. How you doing, Jimmy? I think we need faster ball movement. United is barely moving out of shape. Yeah, I think the ball is moving around the pitch. There's very slow. It's very poor tempo. I agree. But we got a corner. And United, by the way, who are shite at defending corners. Absolutely woeful at defending corners this season. So you hope to see something beneficial from a Manchester City perspective. We take it short, though. Gundogan, terrible. Why are we doing... Oh, 1-0! It's not terrible! It's fucking brilliant! It was a short corner that it looked like we got it wrong. But United, shite at defending corners. Whipped in by Kevin De Bruyne. A floaty cross to the back post. Gvardiol is waiting at the back post and he nods it into the far corner. 1-0 City. City! Have that, you rag bastards! Have that, you rag bastards! Come on, City! Come on! Yes! Yes! Yosko! Oh, is De Bruyne onside? The cross was deflected. Yeah, it was a poor short corner. It was a poor. The ball back from Gundogan was nowhere near good enough. He underhit it. And then Ahmad gets out, blocks, or sort of half blocks. The cross from Kevin De Bruyne. Oof. I had a fry up for lunch. That's just pretty much all come up. You nearly saw what I had for lunch. Jesus. Bacon, sausage, scrambled egg actually, and a mountain of mushrooms. Pep's fuming. Why is beyond me, but I think he knows because that short corner was just poor. We got away with it. We got a bit of luck, to be honest. 1-0 City. 1-0. Free kick to United. Josko Gvardiol. Josko. Oh, Kyle Walker's gone down. Harry Maguire. Oh, it's kicking off. Fucking have him. Come on. Have him. It's all kicked off. It's all kicked off in the Manchester derby. Let's have him. City. Come on. Haaland getting involved, Maguire's getting involved, it's all kicking off. All, you know full well it's just nothing but, well, handbags is the word really, isn't it? Oh, no, you don't do that. That's how football players fight, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. There's no way they don't fight properly. But Kyle Walker's gone down. Something's happened to Kyle Walker. You're wondering if he's trying to get him sent off here. But the United players are surrounding Kyle Walker. What's going on there? Højlund comes over to Kyle Walker. Oh, Kyle Walker, you shithouse. They just pushed heads. They pushed heads. Kyle Walker's never getting him sent off there. It's embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing. It really is. I'm sure you could claim I'm sure there's people going to claim there's a headbutt in there, but they put their heads together, both idiots for doing it, Højlund and Walker. Højlund rubbed his head a little bit, but it wasn't a headbutt. A VAR, I don't think that's a red at all. I don't think that's a red at all. Not at all. No way. I would love it if it happened. But yeah, Kyle Walker gets a yellow card as a result of all that. I think the original decision as well. But stupid from Højlund to go wandering over and putting his head on his head. But it wasn't a headbutt. But you've seen them given. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, you've seen them given. I'm worried that's going to happen to me, G. And it was Josko Gvardiol. Because I'm in a terrible power cut area. I've got bloody builders over there with monstrous diggers. So if you see me just like chilling all of a sudden and... Hang on, free kick. Whipped in. No, clear it, clear it. No, fucking gone just past the post. It's a corner ball to United. A bit of pinball in there. Fucking hell. The game's kicked off. I love this. I love this. We've got a derby on our hands now. Emotion has peaked. And that means we're going to be fired up. And I'm hoping City can use that to our advantage. Because we are better than them. We're better than them. We have better players than they do. We're just mentally not at it. We're not there yet. Bruno Fernandes with the corner. Near post. Doku clears it. It's not. It's going to come straight back though. Ahmad. Oh, he's sent De Ligt away. Foden's nicked it off De Ligt. And then Foden just boots it down the line. One for Doku to chase. Go on, Doku. Sprint, mate. Good defending from City, that. Foden and Doku at the near post, respectively. Oh, ball over the top. Kyle Walker's got to chase this. Dalot. Kyle Walker. Well done, Kyle Walker. Pushes Dalot over. And it's gone offside anyway. But well done, Kyle Walker. Hey, can I just say it's not something I want to talk about for very long because I don't want to give it the lip service. But the racism that Kyle Walker received was absolutely fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. It's horrible. It really is. The way some City fans have handled this whole downfall that we're experiencing right now has made me ashamed to be a City fan. We're talking about the minority of people. And there's the small minority of people. But I mean, it's shameful. It really is. Awful. Just awful. So, yeah, I hope Kyle Walker's all right in terms of how he feels wearing a City shirt, knowing that people who supposedly call themselves fans are saying that about him. You can criticise the player, but, I mean, fucking hell. I would argue, don't even criticise the man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't see it doesn't add value to a football conversation, does it? And then the colour of his skin, what the fuck's that got to do with the price of fish? Do you know what I mean? What's that got to do with any conversation? Oh, Onana was pissing about with it on the byline, and it ended up with De Bruyne with Onana about 10, 15 yards to the side of his goal. De Bruyne saw a little opportunity, but didn't get it right. Gvardiol, as he knocked it out. It's a throw in deep in Manchester City's half. Yeah, you're right, Mark. You're right. Anyway, I'm done talking about it. It's yeah. Plus, it does feel, I don't know, as much as it's a shameful thing, but yeah, I don't know. Let's leave it. Messi. clock. Nearly 2 minutes to go till half time, plus whatever injury time will be added on. Josko Gvardiol is now our second top goal scorer, which is worrying. Very worrying. We need the rest of them to start chipping in. Ahmad's offside. Get your flag up right now, clown. Yes, he does. Thank God for that. I thought he was going to be like, yeah, go on, see if you can score, mate, and then I'll flag you. He was well offside there. Well offside. I'm 3 minutes behind. What, from live action? Am I actually 3 minutes behind? You're winding me up, mate. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. Let me just check the skybox. It's under there. 44. Nice, sweet. Haaland's in. Oh, Anthony Taylor's blown his whistle there. Oh, Scott, that is a brutal, brutal assessment of Savinho. A bit harsh there, Scott, mate. Anthony's an absolute travesty of a footballer, isn't he? He's an absolute walking catastrophe. The fact that he's got all of that shit going on around him, like the looks that he does when he's stood on the touchline, like doing that bollocks, thinking he's coming on as some sort of superhero. He's got his own photographer to take photos of him. What? Fucking strumming his fucking bell end on the fucking on the substitute bench. What a fucking pointless job that photographer's got. Do you know what I mean? 4 minutes of injury time. Haaland, oh, fucking not Haaland, Walker. Should not be getting those two mixed up. But yeah, Walker clears the ball. City throw. Yes, City throw. Feel like we're hanging on a little bit here because we've not really got control of the ball at all. Pep's not happy at all, though. He's every time. This weird, hey, he just waved at me. Hey up, Pep. How you doing, mate? He waved at me, not you. If anyone saw that, that was me. He knew it was me. It's just me and him, me and Pep. You know. Oh, yeah. Hyperholic. Feel like we need a second half is going to get messy with plenty more cards. That's exciting. You just hope we're on the right side of him. You don't want any silly suspensions because it's not like we need any more absentees, is it? Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. We do not need any more absentees. But yeah, I'm excited for the second half now because I think that you're absolutely right. The emotion, someone's pulled the pin on the grenade, haven't they? Kyle Walker and Højlund haven't they? City got a free kick here. We can go in 2-0 before half time. Nice one, Mark. Do as Mark says, everybody. Yeah, please do. If you've just joined, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing. And members you can become a member of Typical City. The link is in the description. De Bruyne is awful from Kevin De Bruyne. An absolutely shocking free kick to hopefully end the first half on, because now there's still a few minutes to go. There's actually 2.5 minutes nearly of football to be played before the half-time whistle. So I wouldn't be surprised if another chance happens, or half a chance, before half-time. Onana, mate. He's dodgy, isn't he, that Onana? He really is. He's capable of being brilliant. I never considered him that dodgy in an Inter Milan shirt. He had a great game against... giving away. Foden with a touch of a wardrobe. Come on, Phil. If he controlled that properly there, Phil Foden, he was probably going to get a shot away, or at least create an opportunity for someone else to get a shot. A shocking ball across the face of United's goal from, I think it was Dallo or Martinez, straight to Phil Foden. It was up in the air, but it just needs a cushioned side foot control. And then away we go towards their goal. He was in such a dangerous position there, Foden, but he lets it past him. Nunes. Haaland's picked up a little pocket of space right in the middle of United's defence there. They're not marking him that tightly. Now Maguire's got his hands on him. Just looking at Haaland's movement here. There's a little gaps keep appearing in United's defence, you know. Haaland needs to exploit that. Doku. Nunes on the underlap. Little step overs from Doku onto his left foot. Dinks it back post. Bernardo Silva, is he going to win it? No, it's cleared by Dalot, but Gundogan picks up the loose ball. Foden now on the edge of the area. Dummies it. Lovely. Phil Foden. Shot! Oh, it's just past the post from Phil Foden. No power on it whatsoever. An absolute P-roller. But it nearly P-rolled into the bottom corner of Manchester United's net. Good little dummy. Feint. Oh, it took a deflection. That's why there was no power on it. He was going for the opposite corner. Phil Foden. It clips the heel of Maguire and trickles out for, the shin of Maguire and trickles out for a corner to City. Right on half-time. Can we nick a second goal? Come on, City. Kevin De Bruyne takes it short. Doku. No one closing him down at all. Back to De Bruyne. Chooses to go onto his left foot. Referee! Martinez with an overly physical push of the left arm onto Kevin De Bruyne. I'd be annoyed if I was Martinez seeing a free kick being given for that. I think he just was stronger than him, but yeah, it was a push. It wasn't a shoulder, it was a push. He realised he was actually going past him, and in the end, he just finished him off with a push. So yeah, free kick City. I wouldn't call it a horn, mate, but that was a big one, that, wasn't it? Jesus. Oh, De Bruyne. Free kick for City. About 10 yards away from the corner flag. Oh, he's gone. Awful. Awful free kick. Again from Kevin De Bruyne. Trying to be clever. Trying to be clever there, Kevin De Bruyne. An opportunity to get it in the box and you're trying to dink it to the edge of the box. And it just goes through Phil Foden and Dalot because Dalot looked like he was going to intercept that one. That was a waste from Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne has done very little, actually, to speak of in this first half for Manchester City so far. And when the ball, he's had opportunities to do things. He's not really pulling strings quite as well. I think Gundogan's done okay in that midfield, but this is the half where he gets tested now because of his age, his legs. His first half's always been reasonably okay. Like, yeah, I feel like this is where the moments now where he will get tested. But yeah, no, I'm pleased because we're 1-0 up, but I'm still concerned about some of the areas of the pitch. How easy sometimes United were able to get forward was a bit of a concern for me. But yeah, 1-0, half-time, can't really complain. Clean sheet. 45 minutes to go, though. I mean, how many halves of football have been different compared to the previous half or up-and-coming half, depending on which way you look at it? For City this season, we have been a team of two halves all season, so you wouldn't be surprised for United to go and win this game 2 or 3-1. You would not be surprised. But the promising signs are there for City in that first half. You just got to keep going, lads. You got to keep going. We can't be doing anything silly, no silly mistakes. I think Phil Foden needs to up his game, big time. I think Kevin De Bruyne, equally so. He needs to up his game. Haaland is struggling to get involved in the game, but I mean, yeah, moments from Haaland could have been a little bit better, but he's feeding off scraps because of the likes of Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne, who are doing very little to actually provide him any service. Doku seems to be our only player that you would consider a bright spark, someone who, like, you know, when he gets the ball, I'm like, you know, edge of your seat stuff. Doku. But yeah, De Bruyne actually gets the assist, technically, doesn't he? But I mean, I wouldn't call it an assist. You know what I mean? Well, it technically is, but I mean, yeah. Nah. I'm not sure about that. The deflection from Ahmad helped the ball, to be honest. It made it almost indefensible from a United point of view because De Bruyne was going for whip. He was looking to whip it, and he did. He whipped it, but it clipped Ahmad and took the ball and made the ball like spin up in the air and made it more of a looping cross and gave it this sort of trajectory that just took out United's defence and made it land perfectly on the head of Josko Gvardiol, who, yeah, still got to put it in the back of the net, mate. And he didn't make any mistakes in that regard because that was not an easy header because he went back across Onana, where the cross came from almost, into that far corner. Great goal from Gvardiol, but the cross was a bit fortunate. Jimmy Grimble, what a movie. What a movie. He's calling it an assist. It is an assist. It's just, you know, bit lucky. Josh, thank you for the super chat, my man. Thank you very much. get Stones on, and Grealish. Where would you play Grealish and who for? Where would you play... Well, I know where you'd play Stones, but who would you take off for John Stones? Kyle Walker, I'm presuming. I think Kyle Walker for Stones wouldn't be a bad shot. Kyle Walker's had a good first half. I'm sorry. He got beat by Dallo for one cross in the first half. I think we're being a bit harsh if we're calling that a bad game from Kyle Walker. That's just out of habit, you know, because we're in the habit of nailing Kyle Walker. And I've been very critical of Kyle Walker lately. I think he's been incredibly poor. But he did not have a bad first half at all. And I mean, he added emotion to the game that was needed, I think, by the little coming together with Højlund. It was Højlund who really started the fire, and Walker tried a bit of shenanigans. Cheating is the other word to call it. It was cheating. Went down very easily, trying to get him sent off. But I mean, he's not the first football player in the world to do that. And yeah, I mean, if it got him sent off, I'm not complaining. You know, I'm saying well done, Kyle Walker, for being a shithouse. Well done, mate. Stones is the man. United shite on set pieces. Cheers, Josh, mate. They are poor. Again, I was saying it before the corner came in, wasn't I? And then they scored. Yeah. Yeah, Stones is lethal. He's a good goal scorer. I think one of my favourites. He's scored some great goals, actually, Stones, hasn't he? I think my two favourites, John Stones goals. Let me know yours in the chat if there's any better than the ones I'm going to give you. I think the quick corner at Anfield. I loved that. And the absolute thunderbastard against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. That was an absolute screamer. Adam's had enough. Stop talking, Jonny. Get the chair out. Fucking hell. Give it a rest, mate. Give it a rest. Right. Fine. I'll leave you with the bloody chair. Okay. You and this bloody chair. I'm sick of this fucking thing. Fucking loser. Be back in a minute.
Guys, it's me, the chair. I'm so sad. I have no friends. And Jonny, he doesn't care about me. Today, I stand before you as the loneliest chair in the world. A piece of furniture that may seem insignificant, but I assure you, I have feelings too. Picture me for a moment sitting quietly in the corner of a room. Dust gathers on my surface. I watch as Jonny comes and goes, his laughter filling the air while I remain silent. I have seen the joy of his streams, the warmth of conversation with the chat, and the comfort of companionship. Yet here I am, lonely chair, yearning for someone to notice me. There are days when I wonder if I will ever be chosen to support someone who doesn't have a putrid-smelling anus. But my loneliness does not define me. It is easy to feel defeated in the face of isolation. However, I choose to embrace my existence as a chair. I choose to believe in the possibility of connection and purpose. Whether you are a person or an inanimate object like me, we all face moments of solitude. The key is not to let that loneliness consume you. Instead, we must hold on to the hope and resilience. I may be a chair, but I still stand tall. In my stillness, I have learned the beauty of patience. Each day I stand firm. I remind myself that I am here for a reason. Even if that reason is just to support Jonny's horrifically smelly arse. That is my purpose, and I will never give up on it, for I am the chair!
Hey-oh! Fucking chair, man. I'm gonna knob it. Get out of the fucking way. talking about? What's going on here? It's fucking weird. Fucking weird. Fucking weird. Oh, 1-0. What the fuck? This fucking chair, mate. Do you know what I'm going to do one day? I'm going to get a standing desk and remove the need for this chair and watch the subscriber count just plummet. Just plummet. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've just joined for the second half or half time. Nothing to see at half time normally here on Typical City, but second half, there's hopefully some goals for Manchester City to enjoy. Yeah. We can get weirder with it if you want, Micah. We can get weird with it if you want. We can get really weird. But yeah. Probably. I'll toot my own arse, to be honest. I'll just fart myself. Who needs a fart gun when you've got a perfectly good anus? There you go, Carl. Oh. Yeah, shit's getting weird on here. Shit is getting weird. What would you do, though, second half, though, if... I can't concentrate now. I'm just seeing some of the funny things, man. Fucking hell. Thanks, mate. Jesus. Not sure I want to be associated with that guy right now. Not sure anyone does. Oh, he does. He absolutely does. It's fucking useless, mate. But, yeah, what we're going to do in the second half, we're going to... I think John Stones isn't a bad shout from Josh, but it's just the fact that I feel a bit harsh on saying get Kyle Walker off, but there's no other place for him because Ruben Diaz is the rock. He is the absolute rock of this side. Can't play there. I think Kovacic coming on in the hour mark. I think that will be a good shout for City. I think Gundogan off. If you're going to bring him on in the second half, play him for 10-15 minutes. Then bring on Kovacic. And I think we could control the game much better from that point. So I would definitely be looking at Kovacic as soon as possible. Josh also suggested Grealish. Again, for who? You could swap. You could take Bernardo Silva off and put Doku on the right. Grealish on the left where Doku's currently playing. You could do that. But people have a problem with... I saw people getting really annoyed, actually, about Doku because... Was it the Juventus second goal? I had to watch the game back. But when I watched the game back, yeah, Doku gave it away, didn't he? He came over to the right side, tried to beat his man, and had it taken off him, and they went straight up the other end and made it 2-0. There was multiple other problems that happened as a result of that goal as well. Gundogan and Kyle Walker jogging back. Yeah, the catalogue of errors, as usual. But The idea that Doku is rubbish on the right because once he tried to beat his fullback and got it taken off him, therefore that's it, never allowed on the right side again. That's crazy. The amount of times he's done the same thing on the left, I don't see that as a thing. If you're a winger, you can play on either side for me, because you just decide which way to go. The problem is when you're crossing the ball. Dribbling, you should be able to go left or right. If you're a winger that can only go to the right of a defender, then you're going to be very, very predictable. You should always be able to chop it onto your left. The problem is, what's the delivery going to be when you're whipping it onto your weaker foot? It's always the crossing. Because if you look, Doku is worked hard, clearly, on dinking it with his left foot. Because we've seen 3 or 4 crosses in this half already that are Jeremy Doku left foot crosses, which is essential if you're going to go to the byline. Essential. Because if you're chopping it back and trying to get it onto your right foot, not only do you give the time for the fullback to get back and potentially block the cross, you give more time for the defenders in the middle to set themselves ready for the cross, and you also harm the chances of Haaland getting on the end of the cross because he's sprinted in thinking you're going to be crossing it first time, or at least when you get to the byline, to then chop it back. He's got to get himself back onside and back into a situation where he can find a new pocket of space. So, yeah, crossing quickly is important when you're dribbling at speed. Which is why I think he's better on the right, because I think he's using his natural foot, getting to the byline, dinks it with his right foot, his stronger foot. We could see a better version of Jeremy Doku, but he once against Juventus, he gave the ball away, so now he's banned on the right wing, apparently, from some City fans, which I think is wrong. I think he's completely wrong. But yeah, I think, it'd be interesting to see if we make any substitutions. I'll be surprised if we see any, because, I mean, Pep rarely makes them anyway, let alone when we're in a winning situation. Micah, thanks very much. Any update on the 115? Hope it's all good news. No genuine update, because the reason why I've not heard anything from me on that subject lately is because it is, at this point now, it's just a matter of waiting. We're in the waiting game now, and if you hear any headlines anywhere that aren't from credible sources, you know, your Mike Keegan's, what's his face? What's his called? Ziegler. On Twitter. Journalists in the UK. There's very few of them that you can call credible. But those two, they've had their ear to the ground on this subject. So you just wait now, wait for the hearing. In terms of the fact that the case has been heard and sorted, as in, we're in the decision-making side of it now. I'd be quite excited from a City point of view. I'm confident that we're going to win. The fact that the case seemed to go quick is a good sign, I think. Because I think United had the work to do. The Premier League had the work to do to prove City's guilt in that case. And because of that, that would take a longer case. If they had some sort of credible bit of evidence to use in the case that needs investigating by the panel who are investigating, who are judging the case, they would take time to deliberate over it. And it would take more time. The fact that it seems to be as the quickest resolution, or the case is finished at the quickest possible time, I think that's a good sign for City that this is dealt with. It's been dealt with quickly. So it's like maybe my positive brain is thinking, yeah, nothing, no hit. Where's your proof? Oh, have you not got any? Right, case closed. I think it's that. I'm hoping it's that. Because it is all about proving it. Accusations are one thing, proof is another. Second half is about to get underway. Pep's had a big swig of water and he's closing his eyes, having a little think. City were out late as well. I think we're going to get fined for that probably. Add that to the charges. And stick him up your arse. And we're off. Second half underway. Mainu gets it back to Onana. Yeah, unconvincing from City in the first half, to be honest. But I wouldn't say there was very much convincing from United either. One thing I would say about this situation is United players, the current crop of players that they've got, they've been in this situation where they've been crap for so long. Like under Erik ten Hag, going all the way back to last season, that they're more used to these situations where they're like bitty and on their day can do things. Like, you know what I mean? They're used to this situation where this is foreign territory. We're trotting on foreign ground now as Manchester City players. We don't know. We've never been in this situation where we've losing game after game, or rather not winning game after game. So you'd think United would be the ones that are a little bit more comfortable in a game like this, where it's like lack of confidence from both sides. But we're the team with a goal, so let's hope we can keep it that way. But United looking to equalise early. Bruno Fernandes. Ball into Højlund, he controls it. Mazraoui, he's got a mad on the overlap. Into Mainu. Ooh, Doku with a little swing. Mainu's keeping the ball here. How's he still got this here? Little flick offside. I don't know who was offside there, but United looking lively. Minute and a half into the second half, and it was a lively start from United. He needs a paracetamol. What do people take for headaches? Paracetamol or ibuprofen? I get mixed results. Mixed results. Sometimes I take paracetamol and it does fuck all. Sometimes I take ibuprofen and it does nothing. Sometimes I do the other way and it works. I do that a little bit as well, Devious. I do that a little bit. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. Just to cover the ground, innit? Just to cover the bases. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I don't know what works. Also, a very valid option, Ryan. A very valid option. Perfectly normal. And that would probably sort a headache out. No problem. Reasonable, Ryan. He is, Michael. He is. He's doing all right. You're just waiting, though, aren't you? That's the problem. If we can get through a game with 0 Kyle Walker mistakes, I think we need to talk about it and give him a little bit of a reputation increase, if that's fair. You know, talk about the positives. We can't be the fan base that looks Nunes, mate. Clear your lines, Gvardiol. Good. That only criticises players, you know, and don't look at the positives that they do. We should talk about both aspects, both sides to every player's game. It's not fair otherwise. And I agree, Michael. He's had a reasonably good first half. He got beaten once. Cross came in. But other than that, didn't do much at all. Not anything wrong, anyway. Soon, Clara. Good to see you as well, Clara. Hope you're good. Soon, but yeah, not that soon. It's going to be into next year now by the looks of it. We're just going to chill out at Christmas and move in the new year sometime. Don't know when. It's doing my head in, to be honest. Doing my head in. Phil Foden's been done by Mazraoui. Sends it down the line for Gvardiol. Big sliding tackle. Pass, actually, from Gvardiol. Intelligent. Careful there, Gundo. Well done, Gundogan. Great play from City. Good play from Gvardiol. Good play from Edison. And good first-time pass from Gundogan. Terrible from Jeremy Doku. He's giving it away. Puts his hands to his heads as well. And Nunes has got to get back. Yeah, strong from Nunes, but he's still got the ball, Ahmad. Doku's done us dirty here. Good block from Gvardiol. Now Doku's got the ball back. And he's had it taken off him again. Is that because he's on the left or is it on the right? Which is it? Do you know what I mean? He gets back and wins the ball. Jeremy Doku, well done, mate. Well done, Jeremy. Just don't lose it there, Doku. Just boot it clear if you're not sure, mate. Oh, and De Bruyne, mate, just tried to kick the ball. Haaland wins the ball. It's awful at times from City. It's awful. And then it's so composed and fine and no problem. And then all of a sudden, just a sudden, it gets to one player who just randomly has the biggest brain fart you can possibly imagine. It's like, oh, you've done well. That's a good bit of play by you. Well done by you. The next player just fucks it. Completely fucking... Kevin De Bruyne then, like, with this weird pass. Like, just misses it. Completely just stabs his foot at it and just completely misses it. Doku with a couple of passes before it. Got to sort these mistakes out. It's just sloppiness. Bernardo Silva's had it taken off him. Anthony Taylor blows his whistle and gives us a free kick. I don't know, Cheese Toasty. I'm looking potentially at Grealish for Doku straight away because he's not really done that much, Doku. He's been sloppy. he's not really offered that much. I'd be tempted to put Grealish on just straight for Doku, but I mean, I thought, by the way, Grealish, something I haven't been able to talk to you guys about. Grealish, who played not out and out central, he was sort of left centre against Juventus. He did not have a good game. I don't think Grealish played very well at all against Juventus. I mean, who did play well against Juventus? I don't think any of them really played that well. But yeah, Grealish was disappointing because I thought, you know, following his performance against Forest where we won, played in the middle in that game, did Grealish. I was thinking, yeah, I want to see it again. The fact that he didn't play him and Doku against Palace was infuriated most of the City fans. And then we got our wish, or at least one half of that wish, by seeing Jack Grealish play central-ish against Juventus. And he didn't look that good to me. He didn't look that good at all. He struggled. But you never know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I thought Juventus' defensive shape was very good. Very difficult to break down. Very difficult to create clear-cut chances. Italian defences, mate. We've gone up against one already in Inter Milan, haven't we? Bernardo Silva, Megs, Dallo. But he couldn't get on the end of his own nutmeg there. But Bruno Fernandes has just been chopped down by Ilkay Gundogan. I think Bruno did him a favour there. Oh, he's giving it away. Haaland's read it. Quick free kick was sloppy from Bruno Fernandes, and Doku just about gets past De Ligt. He's still got the ball, Doku, into the penalty area, chops it onto his left foot, and he just takes the corner instead, doesn't fancy crossing it. Even then, Doku was very unconvincing against De Ligt. Really unconvincing. Got lucky, to be honest, to actually get the ball. He overran it and then just about stretched to get a toe on it to knock it round De Ligt, and then got another opportunity to cross the ball, and rather he just got a little deflection off De Ligt and didn't really fancy it, so let it roll out for a corner. But yeah, United, corners, rubbish. So hopefully we can get a second goal. Doku, short corner was quick. Gundogan back to De Bruyne, first time cross. It's poor. Again from Kevin De Bruyne, a cross that's just not good enough. Nunes was the last man there, which I liked, to be honest, because his speed... I think that's a great two players, actually. You stick them on the halfway line when we've got corners. Nunes and Kyle Walker, you'd think those two were pretty good at protecting counter-attacks, protecting the transition. With their speed, I'd be excited to see that as a concept. But look at the space for Jeremy Doku, but I'm not sure Kyle Walker's got the ability to ping one right on the money for Jeremy Doku there. Hey, look at the movement. Where's the movement? That's such a poor free kick. Bernardo Silva came back to take it off Walker, who was dilly-dallying with the free kick anyway. Bernardo Silva goes back, I'll take it, and just whips the most obvious ball into Haaland ever, and it was intercepted. What a waste, man. What a waste. United on the ball now. Is he onside there? Mazraoui. Ahmad. So sloppy that from Bernardo Silva. So sloppy. Really poor, man. Ball in from Bruno's crap. Out for a goal kick. Yeah, we've got Villa next, haven't we, Devious? It's worrying. IP Waddle says, a Man City fan since 2011. I think KDB has done enough for us. It's time for him to move on respectfully. Yeah, I think this summer is probably, this season should be Kevin De Bruyne's last, I would say. A wrestling match between Maguire and Haaland there. De Bruyne nearly swooped in the last second there. Maguire was so focused on winning that battle with Maguire. He did actually win it. Haaland struggled there. Haaland needs to pick De Ligt or Martinez because he's better than them two. He's standing on Maguire, mate. He's the one defender that's probably stronger than you. I'd go for... if I was Haaland, I'd be sitting on Martinez. You could bully him. You can bully him. I don't know, mate. I don't know where's he gone? He's probably still watching, but... I mean, he was shouting City, 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 to be fair. So He's probably in the chat with his new username, Manchester City FC. Who, me? I'm always taunting the rags, Daniel. Always. Even if we lose this game, it's like, yeah, well, I'll just look at the league table. I mean, to be fair, they would actually close the gap. Quite embarrassing, actually. But, no. Long-term, United with Amorim, they don't worry me, but they concern me. There's a slight difference. I think they've got a good manager on their hands in Amorim. I really do believe that. I hate to admit it. I don't like to say it, but I feel like those are the facts. I think he's a very good manager. I just think he's manager of a bang average side that needs an incredible amount of investment and work done to it to fix it. And he's got a football club hierarchy that's quite embarrassing and shit, to tell you the truth, above him. So as much as they bring in a great manager, you bring in Pep to United, I'm not sure he'd do that much better. I think he would do better than Amorim because I think he's a better manager. But I think you need the backing of the board. You know what I mean? He's got a hierarchy above him that's a joke. Dan Ashworth the other day, he's just gone. Like, why? Foden tried to send Haaland away there, but didn't get it right. But yeah, United are all over the place. Bloody Dan Ashworth, they've just signed him. All of a sudden, he's just gone. A great sporting director, one of the most sought-after sporting directors. Everybody wanted him. United poached him. You know, just like they got Omar Barada in. Like they're trying to poach the best in the business, the best in class in that particular job role, above the likes of Amorim. You know, the board and the sporting director and commercial director, XYZ, all these staff members that are incredibly important at football clubs. And I just think the fact that Dan Ashworth came in and he's gone all of a sudden with no reason behind it. Yeah, and that's right. He's going to Arsenal, apparently now. With Edu leaving Arsenal. The fact that Ashworth is going to Arsenal straight away worries me, because I think that would improve Arsenal as a club. But yeah, just another indication. Here's Foden on the edge of the area. He's still got it somehow, Phil Foden, but he thought he had more time than that, because Ugarte just pushed him, and luckily he took it with him there. Phil Foden. It's Kovacic time, though, for me. It's Kovacic time. We need more composure in that midfield. Given away there by Mateus Nunes. But Foden, mate. I'd be thinking about Grealish for Doku or Grealish for Foden. Straight swaps in both regards for those both players I've just named. I wouldn't do anything fancy. I would put Grealish on the left if it was for Doku, and I'd put Grealish in Foden's position, the way he's playing now. Lovely little dink. Haaland, bring it down. Oh, Haaland, mate, if you could have brought that down. Not an easy one. It's going over his head like that. Really awkward ball to try and control. Just sticks out a leg, trying to hope that he can hook it with his right boot. With a lovely, I think it was Nunes who tried to dink it over the Manchester United back line. One thing I can say about the game so far is we're about to hit the hour mark and United haven't had a chance yet. They haven't created anything. I mean, touch wood on that one, because I know that I've just jinxed that completely. Because here come United. Ahmad. Oh, he's beaten Gvardiol. Oh, no, he's not. It was Nunes who he beat, and Gvardiol said no, shut the door, cleared the ball. Well done, Josko. He's having a good game, Josko, actually. In a little bit sloppy a couple of minutes ago while I was talking about something else. I didn't even describe it to you, but he actually gave the ball away a couple of minutes ago. Other than that, I think Gvardiol has had a reasonably good game. Got himself a goal as well. Haaland's like simmering. Do you know what I mean? He's like on the cusp of doing something in this game. He's nearly there. You know what I mean? But he just can't get involved. He can't get the ball. Do you know what I mean? And do something with space, with an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking of adding a word counter to my streams. Like, do you know what I mean? Is a phrase that I say all the time. I was thinking of how many times over the course of a stream do I say the word mate? And do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, mate? Kolo Moan, mate. Moani would have cooked in this game. We've got a young lad who I went on about. I made a video about him actually in the summer because we signed from West Ham, Divin Mubama. He's a big lad, number 9 on the bench for Manchester City today. He's done very little in his career, but City saw something in the youth games that he's played. He's got reasonable figures in the youth game, but I mean, he's played a couple of games for West Ham's first team last season. I think he got a goal in the Europa Conference last season. Other than that, and it was a substitute appearance, other than that, there's nothing to look at and go like, oh, he's exciting. He hasn't played, but City see something in him. So the fact that he's on the bench today is purely a Haaland backup. But and in that same vein of thought, it's an indication that we don't plan to go to a false 9 if we lose Haaland, because you've put a big number 9 on the bench, even though he's a kid. But United coming forward here: Martinez, Dalot, Fernandes. He whips it back post. Where's the man at the back post? Dalot, what a save by Edison. Edison with a fingertip save. Was that creeping in to the bottom corner? Ahmad's header was flicked on. It looked like it was creeping into that far post after Bruno Fernandes whips one in. Oh, it was. It was just going to click. It was either going to hit the post and go in or hit the post. It looked like it was just... it's probably going to hit the post. Probably going to hit the post, but Edison didn't know that. Got his fingertip to it. Big save. Big save from Edison. Needed that, mate. Well played. Corner ball, though, with danger's not gone. It's deep. Penalty area. Oh, it's going to be... Ugarte's being forced away from goal here by Bernardo Silva. Martinez whips another one in. Gvardiol wins it. Brilliant defending from Gvardiol. De Bruyne trying to spring a counter-attack for City, but he just can't take it with him. I've been thinking about Grealish for Phil Foden, Doku, De Bruyne. I'd be thinking about Grealish at this point because they're all struggling. They're not holding the ball well enough, and they're not offering a threat either. Haaland there just boots it, right foot. Haaland, for some reason, was playing centre-back, and then he just sprints forward to get back into his position. Ruben Diaz sticks his hand in the air, hoping for an offside, but Højlund's found a good bit of space here. Never a penalty, though, that. Højlund goes down like a sack of shit, trying to win a penalty. I'm surprised all the City players aren't surrounding him. Kyle Walker and Harry Maguire are having an argument. Doesn't look good. That Ruben Diaz challenge was very dangerous. I tell you, yeah, that is literally what my first thought was. That. There's no way Mark Goldbridge is going to say that's not a penalty. Yeah. I don't think it was a penalty. I don't think he connected with him enough. It was just fucking Edison, man, close. But it was a risky challenge from Ruben Diaz. He tried to do this because the ball was bouncing. You shouldn't really try to tackle a bouncing ball when you're in the penalty area, because if you miss it, you're in big trouble. And he did. He tried to do a back heel. Like, he got in front of Højlund, got his body in front of him and his left leg in front of him. And then he tried to, like, back heel it with his left leg like that. And just didn't get it. But didn't really connect with some dodgy football here from City. Edison's doing well to not let it become dangerous. Long ball for De Bruyne to chase. Has gone all the way to Onana here. United have, since the 60th minute, started to show a little bit more attacking threat. And City have disappeared a little bit in this game. We've gone into our shell a little bit. Divin Mubama, I think he's 18, so he's a kid. Does make me laugh, Jan. I find him funny, man. I like him for the fact that he makes me laugh. Intercepted by Bernardo Silva. Starts driving down the right-hand side. Then referee, free kick. Is Ugarte on a yellow, by the way? Because that should be a yellow if he's not. And probably the reason he's not getting a yellow is because he's already on a yellow, but I don't actually know if he is. But that's a yellow card, mate. Just snapped Bernardo. Here he is, Kovacic. That's what I said. Bring him on the hour mark. 6 minutes late, Pep, but, you know, better late than never. Who's it for, though? Who's it for? Gundogan. Kovacic has grown his hair a little bit since he's been in the medical room. Fucking hell. I can't imagine that, to be honest. Kyle Walker with a shocking free kick, but Gundogan steps in. Gundogan on the edge of the area. No, he was shepherded off the ball, but they're fucking about with it, United. It's broken to De Bruyne, though. Danger's gone, but De Bruyne over the bar. Just crap football, really. Shit from both sides, to be honest. Crap from United, crap from City. Just a terrible free kick from Kyle Walker. Intercepted. It wasn't. I'd say intercepted, like he didn't need to do anything. It just hit him. Is he bringing off De Bruyne? I think he's bringing off for De Bruyne. I'm surprised at that. I am surprised at that for Kovacic. Which means Gundogan's going more advanced, surely. Now we don't have to worry about Gundogan being our number 6. But he's not had a good game, De Bruyne. Not a good game at all. And I would argue, actually, I'm starting to see the logic in it because I think Gundogan has probably just been the safer player out of De Bruyne and Gundogan, because Gundogan's not had anything to do in an attacking sense because he's been playing defensive midfield. But it looks like we've gone to a 4-2-3-1. So the back four obviously remains the same. Gundogan's now got a partner in Kovacic, which I'm okay with. Ahmad's just done. He's done him there. Nunes has been done. Gvardiol, get the back post, Kyle. Why are you jogging then? You should have read that, Kyle. We could all see it, mate. The ball's been cleared by Bernardo Silva, but that ball across the goal there to Dalot was obviously going to happen because he's the only player to pass to, Kyle. You've got to sprint there, mate. And at the last second, as he delivers that ball across the face of goal, luckily it's slightly overhit. Kyle Walker then starts to sprint. You got to read that, Dalot, with what a touch that is by Dalot. Ederson comes out, strong play by Nunes there, who just leans on Ahmad to take the pace out of his sprint as he tries to bear down towards Ederson's goal. Nunes doesn't really need to do any sort of physical challenge, but just lean on him as he's trying to sprint past him. But what a touch from Ahmad. He's by far and away their best player. Just got to keep him quiet. The goal's going to come from him today if it comes from anybody. Whether it's an assist or a goal, he's the one that's causing us problems down that left-hand side, City's left-hand side. Kovacic first touch is a good one. Gets it out to Doku. He is quick, isn't he? Hyperholic. Doku. Gvardiol, don't fuck about with it there, mate. Back to Ederson. Yep, safe. Fucking hell. It was a dodgy ball from Nunes to him, and he had to get his body in the way, and then he's got a man on his back, and he gets it back to Ederson. But Ederson's looking for options here. Great ball, great flick. Go on. Gundogan. He's got about 8 United players around him, but no City players to pass to. There you go. Nunes steps up, gets involved. Nunes starts charging forward, gets it out to Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku versus Mazraoui. Goes to the byline. Jeremy Doku dinks it. Erling Haaland misses the... The cross wasn't bad, but it was behind Haaland, so he had no chance of getting on the end of it. But that was a great move from City. Started all the way from Ederson as well. Great football from City. That's the old City that we've seen there. A real glimpse of the classic Manchester City there, from all the way back from Ederson. That was good. That was really good. Foden, Nunes. 20 minutes to go. Still 1-0. Kovacic, look, composed. Nothing. No one's even closing him down. You know when you play with composure, you don't get closed down. Whereas Gundogan, on the other hand, there, just really sloppy. Gets the ball taken off him too easily there. But if you look like you don't believe in yourself, you'll get closed down. Whereas if you just stop, put your foot on the ball, and just stare down the defender that's thinking about closing you down, and you just stand there and just wait without flinching a muscle, they don't close you down because they're like, I know he's going to flick it round me, or he's going to pass it round me and go for a quick 1-2. You know, that level of composure's not in our midfield, and Kovacic has just delivered it in the space of few minutes of being on the pitch. He was surrounded by United players then. None of them were going near him. They were just like, he was just turning and turning, looking for a City player to find it to. And it's just a very subtle thing. Very subtle, but it makes a big difference in the midfield player when you've got that level of composure. Because Gundogan gets it and he looks a bit jittery. Do you know what I mean? He looks like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What shall I do? And that's not like Gundogan. Onana's could be pissing about with it here, but gets it out to De Ligt. There's another goal in this game. Definitely. Over the top, Højlund, offside. Early flag. Ruben Diaz gives him a little bit of an elbow as well to let him know. Been a bit of a shithouse lately, Ruben Diaz, hasn't he? He was winding up a lot of the Juventus players, wasn't he? He gets involved, Ruben Diaz. I quite like this Ruben Diaz. Give him the captain's armband, by the way. He's our leader. I mean, who else? There is nobody else who should be wearing that captain's armband other than Ruben Diaz. I couldn't believe it was given to Kyle Walker for this season. Strange one, that. Strange. Grealish is coming on. Donovan wants Gundo off. And Ryan misses Rodri. And so does Dahlia. For who is a good question. I would argue Gundogan. Probably going to be Doku, though. I mean, you got options, really, for Grealish. You could Phil Foden, could be Doku, could be Gundogan. My guess is Doku. He's not done much this game, Doku. I mean, he's always lively, isn't he? That's the thing with Doku. He can be quite deceiving in his actual ability, like in what he delivers to the game. You know, because he entertains. No matter what happens, Jeremy Doku entertains, and he's giving the ball away here. Really sloppy, just dispossessed very easily by Mazraoui, and it's fed to Bruno Fernandes, and he's put it wide. He's absolutely fucked it. Bruno, you rat-faced bastard, with teeth so big that he could eat an apple through a letterbox, you rat-faced bastard. Eat shit. Bruno Fernandes, Merry Christmas, you rag bastard. He was onside as well. Ha ha. Fucking Doku, mate. What's he doing? What's he doing? Fucking about with it. Mazraoui just bullied him then. Bullied him. Got away with that. Big time. Big time. Because it didn't go in, mate. What do you want me to do? Oh, shit. United didn't equalise. Of course I'm going to celebrate it not going in. What's wrong with you, man? I'm a terrible defender. I agree with you. But of course, mate. What do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm annoyed. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more buzzing at the fact that they're one of their best talisman on the pitch, really. You'd expect that to be 1-1, wouldn't you? Here's Doku. Can he do some damage? Versus Mazraoui, who's pocketed him all of the game. Mainu steps across and Doku just has it taken off him again. He's not had a good game at all, Jeremy Doku. His first half was like mixed. Second half has been poor. It's been poor. I don't think his first half was that bad. Doku, he definitely didn't deserve to come off or anything like that. But this second half has been pretty anonymous. There you go. That little round the ball there from Kovacic is what we've been missing. Just that little brave pass, man. Seeing a player, give it him, mate. He's in space. Give it him. Gundogan in a lovely little pocket. And he's got this lovely little disguised cut in his pass. You know what I mean? He chops it. I love that from Kovacic. We've been missing him, man. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's been injured in a large portion of these 10 games. You know, as much as we talk about, oh, we didn't get cover for Rodri, we need cover for our cover. And that cover for our cover was Gundogan. And we all found out the hard way. Oh, Doku's just put Mazraoui on his arse. Foden to the byline. Oh, and it's cleared by Maguire. Here's Kovacic. Pokes it to Haaland. Haaland whips it, blocked by Martinez, I think it was. And it's a corner ball to City. That could have easily been 2-1. And we could have been talking about a Jeremy Doku contribution that is worthy of a Manchester City goal. Because he put Mazraoui on his arse, mate. With his little shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. Give me the ball so I can give it away. Doku, stop giving it away. It's Doku. He's off. He's off. As in substituted off. Not sent off. Which would be bad. If that happened. That would be bad. Anthony's coming on. If he fucking scores after I've done that face now. Jesus. And Yoro is also coming on for Manchester United. So Grealish on for Doku. Yoro and Anthony on. Or are they on? I'm not sure they've come on yet. I think he's left the substitutions to defend this corner. Hopefully they come on and it's 2-0. Foden. Oh, volleyed over the bar from Phil Foden. That technique was all wrong, though, there. You could tell that was... He didn't get his knee over it. Leaning sideways and backwards a bit too much. He's got to be a bit more... Xerxes coming on as well. What's happened to Phil Foden, man? Where is Phil Foden gone? Højlund off. That's the obvious one for Xerxes. Which centre-back's coming off for Yoro? I would go, I don't know. I think maybe Maguire. Mazraoui coming off for Anthony. And you've just taken Doku off. I would argue now that I wish Doku was still on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Because you've just taken off the one fullback. He's been pocketing Doku all game and now he's got Anthony. Fucking hell, that's so annoying. But Grealish goes over to that left-hand side. Anthony's now going to operate as a right wing-back for United. And Yoro is on for De Ligt. First contribution is boot it out for a throw-in. Anthony needs to... he couldn't get underneath it because he wasn't big enough. He needs to get his photographer on that one. Imagine hiring a photographer to take photos of you being shit. So there's more evidence of your shitness for the world to see. Why would you do that? Make sure you're good first. Kyle Walker's fucking about with it here, mate. You can't lose it there, Kyle. Just get rid now, mate. Just get rid. Boots it out. Blocked by Bruno Fernandes. City throw-in. But, I mean, there's no one to pass it to for Kyle. But, I mean, in that situation, mate, you don't dilly-dally. Just lump it towards Haaland. That's the great thing about Haaland being on the pitch. Kyle Walker's playing fuck-about games here with Bruno Fernandes. He pretended he didn't realise there was a ball on the pitch. And then Bruno Fernandes throws that one off the pitch. And Kyle Walker goes and chases it. He's been a bit of a shithouse today, Kyle Walker, and I like that. I like that about him. I like the fact that he's been a proper bit of a knob, like from a United point of view. Proper wind-up merchant. And I'm glad, you know what I mean? We need that in a Manchester derby. Pep's getting a talking to here by Anthony Taylor. The two are discussing where they get their haircut, I think. Where'd you get your hair done, Pep? Kovacic snaps Mainu there. Didn't get the foul either, but oh, long ball here. If Anthony fucking does anything in this game, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do, but it's unfathomable to picture Anthony doing damage to us. And he's scored at this stadium as well, don't forget, in the 6-3. Ahmad. Oh, he's done him. He's done him. Clear it. Oh, Bruno Fernandes with a shocking touch. Ahmad boots the post. It's been a frustrating second half for Ahmad, to be honest, because there's been real opportunities. But yeah, he remembers the Anthony goal in the 6-3. That was such a bastard of a scoreline, that. Even though we won the game and we scored 6 goals, 6-3 makes it sound like United were in the game. We annihilated United in that game, man. Annihilated them. 2 hat-tricks. Foden hat-trick, Haaland hat-trick. 6-1 it was at one point. And then bang, bang. A penalty and an Anthony... Well, it was Anthony who made it 1, actually, wasn't it? And it was a quality goal as well, if you remember it. He whipped it into the top corner. I can't remember one of the other goals. I remember it was a Martial penalty, and I can't remember the third. Or the second, whichever way, which order it was in. But yeah, 6-3. It's like, it should have been 6-1. Should have been 6-0, to be honest. Haaland wins the flick on there against Yoro. Sends it down the left side for Grealish to chase. Grealish intercepts and keeps the ball. In the United half, it's a throw into United. Anthony's dropped back into his right back position to take the throw in. I'm ready for the whistle as well, mate. I'm well up for the final whistle now, are you? I mean, any win will do in this situation. A clean sheet as well would be fantastic. But I mean, I'm saying all the words that absolute commentator's curse. Anthony, one-on-one with Grealish. Not going anywhere with it. Grealish is handing him over to Núñez now. It's more of a 2-on-1. Grealish got to get out to Ahmad though. Haaland's dropped deep to do some defensive work. Big pocket of space for Martinez here, but goes out wide to Dallo. Kyle Walker gets out to him. 83 minutes. Gone. Ugarte. Martinez. Good ball in. And it's Mainu over the bar. Fucking hell. He's got to do better there, Mainu, man. That was right on his head. Right on his forehead and gets it all wrong. Sends it well over the bar there. Well over the bar. Don't forget to hit the like button if you've just tuned in to Typical City, and consider subscribing as well if you're new. Helps me out a whole bunch. But Mainu there. Drifting into the penalty area. Crashing the box late. And getting on the end of the cross, but sending it well over the bar as well. Wasn't even close. I've turned the heating off, mate. I figured it out. It's just the heating. I thought I was dying. I thought it was all sorts of illnesses, but it was just the heating. It was too hot. Jack Grealish with an opportunity down the left there was poor, really. Tried to find an inside pass to Haaland, but gets it all wrong. But Grealish immediately apologises. Turns round, but City have got a corner. Take your time with this one. Nice bit of time wasting. Don't mind if you do. How many teams have come to this stadium and wasted time? And now we're 1-0 up against the Rags. And it's a bit early for it, though, for especially keeping it down in the corner flag. That sort of games, you know what I mean? We should still cautiously look for a second. Do you know what I mean? Cautious, though. Ball in from Grealish. Terrible. There's 3 United players. Take your pick who's going to clear that. He's got a second opportunity, Grealish. Back to Kyle Walker, who is the last man. Núñez down this right back side for City. Back to Kyle Walker. It's actually Ruben Diaz is the last man now. This is worrying, actually. Where are we going with this ball here?